Great. Now we're going to evaluate some expressions with an exponent of 0 or a negative exponent. And I know you already watched a video or two from Khan, but I wanted to make another one just to make sure you feel good about it and kind of explain it in my own words as well. So looking at this first example, which has a negative integer exponent of -4, we're going to simplify that. First, we're going to simplify it and leave it as a power. Then we're going to go ahead and evaluate, which means we're going to solve it and get an answer. So you heard that term reciprocal on Khan Academy videos, but I'm going to be using that a lot. But anytime you have a negative exponent like you do in this first one, you're going to rewrite it as the reciprocal with a positive exponent. Okay? So if you don't, if what you have is not written as a fraction, that base number and that negative exponent are going to be moved into the denominator of a fraction with a positive exponent. So it's 1 over 3 to the 4th power. Okay? That eliminates the negative symbol from the exponent. Now I can go ahead and evaluate. And when I say evaluate, I mean that we're going to actually solve it. So that means I'm going to multiply 3 times itself 4 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And 27 times 3 is 81. So the final fraction would be 1 over 81. All right. On B, we actually have to use the quotient of powers property before we can do any evaluating. And the quotient of powers property says that if we have the same base and we are dividing, and we know that we're dividing because we have that fraction symbol, we are going to subtract the exponents. So 2 to the 6th power divided by 2 to the 8th power is the same thing as 2 to the power of 6 minus 8. Now I'm going to get a negative exponent. So now I have 2 to the negative 2nd power. Now we can't leave an expression with a negative exponent ever. It's not simplified with a negative exponent. So like I said in A, we're now going to write it as the reciprocal of that base and that exponent, but the exponent's going to be positive. So 2 to the negative 2nd power is now written as 1 over 2 to the positive 2nd power. And now I can evaluate it. That's 1 over 2 times 2, which is 1/4. So my final answer is 1/4. Okay, on C, we have the same base numbers and we're multiplying. So now we're going to use that product property, which tells us that we can add our exponents. So I have a -4 and I'm adding a +4. -4 plus 4 is 0. So I get -3.5 to the power of 0. And if you recall, what we just talked about is that no matter what the number is, if you raise it to the power of 0, your answer is always going to be 1. So now I have a few more examples that you can either try on your own, and then on the next video, video number 3, you can fast forward to the last few seconds just to check your answers and see if you got them. Or if you're feeling like, gosh, I'm not ready to do them on my own, then you can go ahead and just do all of them with me on the video. Okay? So either watch the whole video and do the next 6 examples with me, or try them on your own and then scroll ahead in the video to the last few seconds to check your work and see which ones you might need to go back and rewatch. Good luck.